Doing well. Hope you're having a good Thursday afternoon. If you're on the East Coast and wherever you are around the world, hope your day is going well. So I just finished a 1 week curfew or suspension, I guess, for a video that I posted last July, where we talked about those things that you inject into yourself to fight your symptoms against COVID-19. Um, which I believe I have to look this up, but I believe that was before the YouTube policy even went into place. So sometimes YouTube will make a policy about things you're not allowed to talk about in a certain light, but I mean, sometimes you have videos that have been up for months or years before that policy came out, and I don't know why they'd expect you to comb through every video and see if you have something where you're talking about this thing you're not allowed to talk about anymore. I mean, I have videos of the other thing you're not allowed to talk about, the ritual which we have every 4 years, which you're allowed to question unless it happened 2 years ago, then it's off limits. And I've got videos where we talk about that before the policy went into place, and those videos are still up. Um, but anyway, I got a strike, so I have an active strike on this channel now. But the more concerning thing is, before I got the strike, I woke up on Tuesday morning last week, and my YouTube channel was just gone, just completely gone. So I logged in to my email to see what was going on, and I had a message from YouTube saying your account has been suspended for repeated serious violations, and they didn't even tell me what. They didn't say what video, and they didn't say what violations I'd committed. So I emailed them back saying, hey, look, I only have a warning from October of 2021, which was one of the Four Horsemen videos that was taken down, and I have 0 strikes. You're supposed to give me a warning and then 3 strikes, and not just 3 strikes, but 3 strikes within a certain period of time, because your strikes expire after like a few months. So if you have a strike expire, it goes away, and then you need to accumulate 3 while they're all still active, and then they nuke your channel. That's how it's supposed to work, aside from a couple very explicit exceptions, which are laid out in the terms of service, which I had not committed. Um, so I emailed them and said, what the hell, what's going on? I haven't violated anything. And then they wrote back pretty quickly, like within an hour or two, and said, oh, shit, sorry, we fucked up. You're right, we've reviewed this, and you actually have not violated YouTube's terms of service. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so then they reinstated my channel, and then like an hour or two later, they gave me a strike and removed a video from last July. Um, so now I'm back. My channel's back up, and my penalty for 1 week of no streaming has expired. So my channel is fully operational again. But I'm considering mothballing some of my older videos because most of them don't get any traffic anymore. Maybe leaving like the big hits up, but mothballing the older ones, putting them on private, because you can watch all of them on Odyssey or Rumble. Um, so I'm thinking about doing that because I don't know if they're going to find a couple more strikes over the next couple months. It seems to me somebody is reporting my videos, which isn't surprising. I know I've got people who, um, who hate watch my videos. I got people in my Telegram chat. I got people spying on me on Twitter. So I know people are watching. So I'm afraid that they're going to be able to find something from some video from months or years ago and use it to, to try to get another strike or something. So I might be mothballing those. I want to hear your opinions. You can say them in the live chat, but also comment on the video afterward. Tell me what you think I should do. So I'm thinking of basically leaving up like the featured videos on the channel, because one of the big things about this channel, it's not just my largest platform now, but if I'm trying to get guests, I send them a link to this channel because I've got about 10,000 subscribers, and I've got videos with thousands of views, and I've got high profile guests, and that's how I am able to secure some people who otherwise wouldn't bother to come on the show. So I do want to have the channel. I do want to have active videos. I don't want to just mothball everything and only live stream from it or something. So I am going to leave up most of the big videos, all the featured ones. I'm just thinking of mothballing some of the ones that aren't getting traffic anymore. Because this video, I think it had like 700 views and hadn't had recent views in months, maybe even since basically the video was put out. So to me, that doesn't seem worth leaving all of them up. So there's probably going to be some changes there. Also, I hinted at this on the last Four Horsemen, but this show is going to be taking a new direction. So a couple days ago, the Yemen resolution was in the Senate, and so this was a resolution to end United States support for the Saudis in their genocide blockade war against Yemen. And there's been a ceasefire that's maintained its substance for the last several months. So it was a great time to officially say, okay, we're pulling the plug on this. And the Biden administration came out against this legislation, even though it's something that Joe Biden kind of ran on. He was saying that he thought the Saudis were a pariah and that Donald Trump had sold us out to them and he was going to end our involvement in this debacle. Of course, since he's gotten in, he hasn't done anything, and now he's sucking their dicks because, because of his energy policy here at home, and now because of his trade war with Russia and with China, and with everybody, he's just fucking our oil trade over, and he's also threatening the dominance of the dollar as the world reserve currency. Like Russia has been pushed into China's arms, and the Saudis have actually been making deals with the Chinese too. So now he's begging on his hands and knees, like, oh, please give us more oil. Please don't leave us. So his incentives are to, give them whatever they want, and chastising them for their genocide in Yemen isn't exactly going to make them want to cater to him. So he has reversed his position, and he's basically saying, no, 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 no. We fully support the Saudis and whatever they want to do. And then also, I don't know if this was confirmed yet, but I saw a report on Twitter that the White House was encouraging Democrats to vote against the resolution because if they voted against supporting the Saudis in Yemen, it was also going to be hard to make a case to support the Ukrainians against Russia. So anyway, Bernie Sanders just completely folded and didn't even call for a floor vote on the legislation, and so it just evaporated and nothing fucking happened, and nobody cares. Nobody knows about this. Barely people that I even talk to about politics even know this is happening. And so I'm kind of at a crossroads here. I'm like, look, I can be like Scott Horton and talk about this stuff forever, and I could never reach his level of. I mean, he's just got a different brain than me. The way he can memorize dates and all that shit is crazy. But I could talk about that type of stuff, or I could be like Ryan, talk about that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, all I am is like a conduit to these people. I myself don't necessarily have anything to add in those fields, whether it's foreign policy or 9/11 or conspiracy theories or whatever. Like Adam Fitzgerald, Ryan Dawson, DJ Thermal Detonator, Scott Horton, even like Dave Smith, all those guys just know a lot more than I do about all that stuff. So and the other thing is most of the people who watch my show to hear them, they also watch Scott Horton's show or Dave Smith's show or Ryan's show or whatever. So I'm kind of like, what can I do to actually add a different perspective or add some knowledge into the conversation and actually move the needle? And I think the thing that actually gave me a unique perspective in general was because I was always doing videos from the cab of a truck like I am right now. I'm working again here in New Hampshire, not moving heavy equipment, but working for a power line contractor, setting poles, and I'm actually also learning how to run a hydrovac. I'll upload some videos of that. I've done some hydro digging, trenching, and digging some holes to put poles in. So I think the blue collar work and specifically the trucking atmosphere is what has given me my unique perspective and kind of given me my lane in this podcasting sphere. And when I quit like 7 months ago now, I had actually a big drop in viewership. And I don't think it was completely because of that. It was also because I lost my Twitter account, and I think the algorithms are also crunching some of my views. I mean, some people were not even getting notifications that I was going live, stuff like that. So there was definitely some fuckery going on, and I think that's because I'm such a Russian and Chinese propagandist. But um, regardless, I still think that the trucking and the blue collar work has given me a unique perspective. So um, I kind of moved away from that this summer and laid really heavily into foreign policy. Had a lot of the Libertarian Institute guys on the show. We talked about stuff that was going on in the South China Sea. And, some of the videos got decent views, but there's been no exponential growth for the last several months. And like I said, I don't feel like I'm adding anything to those conversations that somebody else can't do, and also that someone else can't do better than me. So I'm not going to be rebranding the show, but I'm going to be refocusing it more on blue collar work, more on what you can do as an individual to give yourself skills that are going to prepare you for this world, and then personal choices I'm making on how to stay out of debt, on how to better yourself. I mean, I'm 28 years old. I make very good money doing what I'm doing now. I haven't worked until a couple weeks ago for the last like 7 months, and that's completely fine. Just absolutely no worries in the world. I had so much money saved up. Everything was paid off, and I could just do that easily. And there's reasons I could do that because of the type of lifestyle I've chosen to live. I've also done lots of road trips. I've talked about it a little bit, but I kind of want to dig into that a little bit more. I went to Alaska for 4 months about 6 years ago, lived off the road with my brother, learned a lot about life while I was doing that type of stuff. And so I want to kind of focus more on these things instead of just talking about foreign policy and just talking about civil liberties. Um, because honestly, it does get kind of boring, but also these are things that I can actually speak to with some empiricism, some empirical knowledge of how to do those things and how you can better yourself. And I feel like if I do that, maybe I can actually make tangible differences in people's lives. Because I can talk about foreign policy and maybe change someone's mind on it. But even if I do change somebody's mind on it, I mean, it doesn't really do much to move the needle. There's only so much that can happen from someone's mind being changed. Where if I do change someone's mind about how to better his own life and how to get skills that will put him further ahead in life, that's going to make, a tangible difference in his life. It's going to actually change the way things are for him. It's not just going to change the way someone thinks, but it could also change the way someone's life is, change the way someone's able to approach things, able to do things. I just think that that's a lot more valuable. So I am going to be transitioning away from talking as much about all that stuff. And I realize I might have some viewers who are upset about that. I completely understand because that's been part of the brand I've built the show on, but I'm going to be doing a lot less of that. I'm still going to do it occasionally, still planning to do the Four Horsemen once a month right now. Still will probably have Scott on every few months or so. Still will have people on to talk about that stuff, but I don't want that to be the main traffic of the show anymore. I feel like when I was in the blue collar world several months ago and I was doing a lot more day-to-day trucking, showing people the load I was hauling, that type of stuff. I think that was a lot more effective and a lot of people were more interested in what I had to say. So that is going to happen at the beginning of the year. Right now I still have some shows lined up. I got Adam Green supposed to come on this weekend, and also Royce Lopez from Revenge of the Sis. He's supposed to come on this weekend. And then Pug from ANC Report, he's going to be coming on soon. So I have a few shows I'm finishing out the year with, but after the new year, I'm going to start trying to refocus this show a little bit more. Try to talk to some other truck drivers. I've been trying to get Mike Rowe on the show. I actually have his secretary's email address, and I've been ignored the last couple emails I sent. I did send one like 2 years ago. And the intro I sent him back then, I didn't have like trucking videos and stuff involved with it. It was just montage of political conversations I'd had, and the the guy thought it was too political and that Mike wouldn't really be a good fit for my show. Obviously, he hasn't seen all the other shit I've done, so I'm still trying on that. I'm gonna try for people of that cloth. I think that's the direction I want to go in more. Let's see if we got anything for questions. Cheers, Reed. Thank you for the super chat. Don't delete, just set to private. That's the plan. I'm going to just probably set them to private. Make a weekly Four Horsemen. No, that's not going to happen. So I'm a capitalist. Scarcity. There's supply and demand. When something's more scarce, it's more valuable. I think if we did Four Horsemen every week, it would kind of lose its luster. So we are not going to do those weekly. Those are going to be once a month. We got another super chat. Don't get too discouraged. You have a good thing going. People tune in because you're a good guy and they trust you. The same info Scott or Dave says might resonate more with people because it comes from you. Yeah, no, I agree with that. And like I said, I'm not going to not have them on the show anymore, but I'm going to try to be refocusing the show a lot more on, blue collar work and stuff. More like it used to be. I mean, I think it was like that a year ago. Like most videos were me loading something. And then even when I was doing a rant, it was in the cab of the truck like this is, and I think it's just a better atmosphere. Hey, brother, I am in central New Hampshire, have a CDLA, but out of industry since 2017. Any hot tips? Are you looking to get back into it? So right now I'm working for a utility company. We'll see how long I'm here. I don't really know. It's really good money, but I would like to get back into heavy haul someday, probably. I haven't done much research on which company yet, but there's like Can-Am trucking, there's Joule trucking. It depends on what type of hauling you like to do. I mean, there's all sorts of hazmat all over the place you could do. There's small companies everywhere. There's Severino if you want to do construction, or Audley, or what's the other one? Continental Paving. Depends on what exactly you're looking to do. How's your current job so far? It's great. I've had this job before. I worked here about 3 years ago. I left, and they asked me to come back. I wasn't really planning on it at first because I wanted to stay in heavy haul, but they offered me a really good wage, so I'm back here for now at least. And yeah, no, things are going good. Yeah, well, that's it. I just wanted to tell you guys what had happened, that I'm back. My YouTube channel has been reinstated. I can now stream again, but that's going to be the new direction of the show. But tune in this weekend. Excuse me, I got 2 episodes coming up. And yeah, I will catch you guys later. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves.